HASANAH and my ID number is AM2405015. Today, I will be presenting the historical and cultural background of Hang Nadim, the attack of Swordfish, a well-known Malay legend associated with early Singapore, which was historically known as Temasek or Singapura. This legend is traditionally linked to the Sejarah Melayu or the Malay Annals, one of the most significant literary and historical texts in the Malay world. The Sejarah Melayu documents the genealogy of Malay rulers, historical events, and legendary narratives that have contributed to the cultural identity of the Malay community. Before it was preserved in written forms, this story was transmitted through the Malay oral storytelling tradition. Oral narratives played a significant role in traditional Southeast Asian societies by preserving cultural knowledge, historical memory, and social values across generations. Next, the purpose of the legend. The legend of Hang Nadim serves purposes that extend beyond entertainment. Traditionally, Malay legends functioned as a medium for transmitting moral values, cultural beliefs, and practical ideas. Through storytelling, communities were encouraged to reflect on virtues such as wisdom, courage, and responsible leadership. In addition, these narratives help preserve cultural heritage while offering legendary explanations for the origins of places and significant events. Next, let us get to know the interesting facts. An important feature of this legend is its association with Bukit Merah or Red Hill in Singapore. According to the popular version of the story, the young hero was executed after successfully saving the kingdom from the Swordfish attack. It is believed that his blood stained the hill red, which gave rise to the name Bukit Merah. However, it is important to recognize that this account represents a legendary explanation rather than a historically verified event. There are also several interesting aspects of this legend that are often overlooked. Firstly, the original Sejarah Melayu does not identify the young boy by the name Hang Nadim. This name became associated with the character through later adaptations and retellings. Secondly, although the story is widely known in English as the attack of the swordfish, the original Malay text refers to the attacking fish as toda, which is more accurately translated as garfish or needlefish. Let us moving on to the traditional Malay cultural values. The legend also reflects several important aspects of traditional Malay culture. Firstly, it highlights the concept of respect for rulers and social hierarchy, illustrating the significant political authority held by the Raja within traditional Malay society. Secondly, the story emphasizes the value of wisdom and intelligence, demonstrating that knowledge and critical thinking should be recognized regardless of a person's age or social status. This is evident through the young boy solution, which ultimately saved the community. The narrative also promotes the importance of community cooperation as the people unite in responding to a common threat. For the cultural significance, the legend Hang Nadim, the attack of the swordfish, is more than a traditional folk tale. It presents an important component of Malay literary and cultural heritage. The legend integrates historical tradition, geographical identity, and cultural values into a single narrative.
Good day everyone, my name is NAJIHAH ZAIDI and my ID number is AM2405015860. Next, I am going to present the summary of the story Hang Nadim, the attack of swordfish, which is based on Singaporean folklore. To begin with, the story takes place in Singapore, where the people face a terrifying attack from thousands of swordfish or garfish coming from the sea. The fish attack people along the coast, causing widespread fear and casualties. The ruler, Paduka Sri Maharaja, orders his soldiers to protect the people. The soldiers form a barrier along the shore, but their effort failed because the fish continue attacking. A young boy, later known as Hang Nadim, observes the situation and comes up with a clever solution. Instead of using people as a barrier, he suggests using banana tree trunks. The sharp mouths of the fish become trapped in the trunks when they attack. The plan succeeds and the people are safe. Hang Nadim becomes admired as a hero because his intelligence has solved a problem that the ruler's soldiers could not overcome. However, the ruler becomes jealous and insecure because the people admire the boy. Fearing that Hang Nadim's popularity and intelligence might threaten his authority, the ruler orders his men to kill him. According to the popular legend, Hang Nadim's blood turns the hill red, leading to the legendary association with Bukit Merah or Red Hill.
Hi, my name is IZZATUL BINTI AHMAD SYARFIFUDDIN, and now I will discuss the themes found in the legend of Hang Nadim, the attack of swordfish. So the first theme is intelligence versus power. The Raja and soldiers represent power, authority, and physical strength. However, they fail to solve the problem using force. Hang Nadim, on the other hand, has no power, but he uses intelligence and creativity. He succeeds through observation and problem solving. And therefore, the story shows that intelligence can be more powerful than strength or social status. So it reminds us that having power does not always mean having the best solutions. Next, the second theme is good leadership and abuse of power. The story shows two different aspects of leadership. A good leader should listen to others, recognize abilities, accept ideas, and prioritize the community's welfare. However, the Raja lets insecurity influence his actions. Instead of rewarding Hang Nadim, he removes him because he feels threatened. Therefore, the story warns against leaders who misuse power for personal reasons. Next, the third theme is jealousy and insecurity. Jealousy becomes the main cause of the tragedy. Hang Nadim's intelligence benefits the community, but the Raja feels threatened by his popularity. Instead of being proud of Hang Nadim, the Raja allows jealousy to influence his actions. His jealousy turns a success into a tragedy. The story shows that jealousy can damage relationships and lead to harmful decisions. Furthermore, the fourth theme is wisdom can come from anyone. Hang Nadim is a young boy, but he provides the most effective solution. This challenges the ideas that age, position, or status determines wisdom. The story encourages people to value ideas regardless of who presents them. So this remains relevant until today. Young people can contribute meaningful ideas in education, leadership, and innovation. So the story reminds us that we should not underestimate someone simply because they are young or have a lower position. Next, the fifth theme is human beings and nature. The swordfish attack represents humanity's vulnerability to nature. The people failed when they tried to fight the fish using force. However, Hang Nadim succeeds by observing and understanding the fish behavior. The story shows that adaptation and understanding can be more effective than strength alone. Finally, the last theme is injustice. Hang Nadim's death represents an act of injustice. He saves the community but receives punishment instead of appreciation. This creates a contrast between what he deserves and what he receives. So this story criticizes rules who let personal interests override justice.
First moral value is intelligence is more valuable than strength. We can see this when Hang Nadim faced the swordfish attack. Instead of trying to fight the swordfish using physical force, he used his creativity to find another way to protect the people. This shows that being able to think of an effective solution can sometimes be more useful than simply being physically strong. Second moral value is courage. Hang Nadim was still very young, but he did not keep his idea to himself. He was brave enough to speak up when everyone else was struggling to deal with the situation. This courage shows that age doesn't necessarily determine whether someone can make a difference. Sometimes we just need the confidence to step forward and help others. The third moral value is think critically and solve problems. The story shows us that when we face a difficult situation, we should not simply react without thinking. We should first understand what is happening and then look for a suitable solution. Hang Nadim did exactly this by observing the situation and coming up with a creative idea. It shows how critical thinking can help us deal with unexpected problems. Fourth moral value is jealousy and abuse of power bring injustice. Although Hang Nadim had done something beneficial for the people, some of the ministers become jealous of him. This allowed their personal feelings to influence the ruler's decision. This was unfair because Hang Nadim was punished despite using his intelligence to help others. So, the story shows us how jealousy, especially when combined with power, can result in injustice. And lastly, the moral value is wisdom should be appreciated. Hang Nadim's story reminds us that person's knowledge and ability should be seen as an advantage, not as a threat. Instead of being jealous of someone who is talented or intelligent, we should appreciate their ideas and give them opportunity to contribute. If the ruler has valued Hang Nadim's wisdom, the outcomes of the story could have been very different. So, overall, the story of Hang Nadim teaches us not only about bravery and intelligence, but also about how important it is to control our emotions, think carefully, and appreciate people who can contribute something valuable to society. Now, we move on to the proverbs of the story. The first one is, Harimau mati meninggalkan belang, manusia mati meninggalkan nama. For the first proverbs, it basically tells us that what we do in our life can affect how people remember us after we are gone. In Hang Nadim's case, even though he did not survive at the end of the story, his action made him remember as someone who was intelligent and brave. He managed to protect Singapore from the swordfish attack, so his contribution became an important part of the story and history of Singapore. The second proverb is, ikut hati mati, ikut rasa binasa. This proverb teaches us that we should not let our emotion control our decision. In the story, the ruler and the ministers were affected by feelings such as fear and jealousy. Instead of thinking about how Hang Nadim's intelligence could help the kingdom, they become worried about his abilities. Because they acted according to their emotions, they eventually made a decision that had a tragic outcomes to Singapore. The last proverb of the story is, kerana nilai setitik, rosak susu sebelanga. This proverb means that one negative thing can affect or destroy something that is otherwise good. For Hang Nadim's, the minister's jealousy becomes the problem. His intelligence was actually beneficial because he had already saved the people. However, because of the minister's negative feelings toward him, his talent was no longer seen as something positive. In the end, their jealousy caused them to lose someone who could have continued helping the kingdom. The next one is contemporary adaptation from the story of Hang Nadim, which is cultural heritage. This story is preserved by the Malay Heritage Center through two key initiatives for young children. They have transformed the legend from a simple tale into an interactive experience that make heritage accessible and fun. First is the Adventures in Nusantara Children's Space. This is designed for ages 3 to 6 and it lets children physically explore the story. It features which is a mini Bukit Merah or Red Hill with a tunnel to cross through along with swordfish illustration and a banana plant helps kids to learn through active play and bringing the legend to life. Second is the I Am Hang Nadim's activity booklet for preschoolers. These are the example of the exhibition and activity booklet, and in short, the Malay Heritage Center has successfully adapted Hang Nadim's legend through a play space and an activity booklet. These initiatives keep our folklore vibrant and relevant for the next generation.
Beyond being a children's tale, the story of Hang Nadim is deeply embedded in Malay literature and serves as a powerful educational tool, especially when it comes to teaching about leadership, justice, and the importance of listening to the young. This relevance is not just historical. In fact, the story was referenced in a Berita Harian article titled Jangan Bunuh Hang Nadim Dalam UMNO. The writer was responding to a statement by Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin about nurturing new leaders and not marginalizing them in the party. This shows how a centuries-old folktale can still spark political and social contemporary today. Beyond museums and books, the story of Hang Nadim has also been given a permanent physical presence in Singapore's public spaces. These landmarks transform an oral folktale into something you can see and visit, keeping the story alive for future generations. The most significant geographical landmark is Bukit Merah or Red Hill. According to the legend, after Hang Nadim was unjustified executed by the Sultan, his blood stained the earth red, giving the hill its name today. Bukit Merah remains a permanent part of Singapore's landscape. It serves as a physical memorial to the story, ensuring that this folktale is not just a memory, but an integral part of our geography and daily lives. Another visually striking adaptation is a large mirror at 38 Tanjung Pagar Road, created by Singaporean artist Tobiato or Tan Sung Yi. This modern artwork reimagines the fable with dynamic swordfish, swirling lines, and abstract banana stems in a bold duotone palette. What makes this mirror special is its location. It's placed right in the neighborhood where the story supposedly happened. The artists hope it will encourage people to look deeper into Singapore's folklore and foster a stronger sense of pride in the story that we call in our town. Other than that, the story of Hang Nadim has also found new life on stage. Through theatre, the legend is reimagined for contemporary audiences, blending tradition with modern commentary. A notable example is The Swordfish, then The Concubine, a production by Pentas Project Theatre. This play is a Mandarin adaptation of Ki Tuan Chit's original work. It was first staged in Singapore in 2008 and later in Malaysia in 2022 at the Kuala Lumpur Performing Arts Centre. What makes this adaptation unique is how it combines the Hang Nadim legend with the story of a concubine to create a political satire. The production features dance, live music, puppetry, masks, and animations to bring the story to life in a dynamic way. Director Noh Kok Man uses this means to encourage audiences to link to contemporary society. It's a powerful example of how an ancient folktale can be used to spark conversation about today's world. Through creative staging and bold storytelling, the performing arts keep Hang Nadim's legend relevant. It reminds us that folklore is not just history, it's a mirror for our present. These are the references for our folklore story. In the ancient kingdom of Temasek, people lived peacefully by the sea. The kingdom was ruled by the powerful Paduka Sri Maharaja. The sea provided the people with food, trade, and a way of life. Every day, the villagers worked together and lived peacefully.
What a beautiful day! The sea is calm and the fishing has been good.
Indeed, we are fortunate to live here. May our peaceful life continue.
Let us hope the sea remains kind to us.
Wait, what was that?
Look at the sea!
Their peaceful life was suddenly shattered. Thousands of swordfish appeared from the sea and began attacking the people along the shore.
Help! Run away! The swordfish are attacking us! Get away from the shore!
Your Majesty, the people are in a great danger.
What has happened?
Thousands of swordfish are attacking the people along the shore. We have never seen anything like this.
Oh my god, then we must protect our people immediately! Soldiers, go to the shore right now! Protect my people and stop the swordfish!
At once, Your Majesty! We will defend Temasek!
Hold the line!
Stay together! Do not let them go through!
There are too many! We cannot stop them! Break it through!
Your Majesty, our soldiers are failing.
Then we need another solution! Find one! Quickly now!
Among the frightened villagers was a young boy named Hang Nadim. While everyone else fought in fear, Hang Nadim did something different. He observed.
Nadim, what are you doing?
I'm watching them. Watching them while they are attacking us? Look closely. They always move towards the shore. Their sharp mouth becomes stuck when they strike something in their path.
Then, what can we do?
We should build a barrier. A barrier with what? Banana tree trunk.
Banana trees?
Yes, place the trunk along the shore. When the swordfish attack, their mouth will become trapped in the trunks. That might actually work.
What did you say?
Cannot defeat them by fighting them. We must use their own movement against them.
An unusual idea. Your Majesty, perhaps we should trust the boy's plan.
Very well. We have nothing to lose anymore.
The villagers immediately worked together. Following Nadim's plan, they gathered banana tree trunks and placed them along the shoreline.
Put this wonder and make sure there are no gaps. Make the barrier stronger. Everyone work together. Good. Stay behind the barrier. Now we wait. Look, they're coming. The swordfish. Look, it's working. Their muscles stop. We did it. Yes. We are safe. Yes, finally.
Nadim's clever idea had saved the people of Temasek.
Nadim saved us. He saved the whole kingdom. We could not defeat the swordfish. But this young boy found the answer.
Your Majesty, his intelligence saved our people.
Yes. I am simply glad that everyone is safe. Thank you, Nadim. You are our hero. My pleasure.
The people praised Nadim for his intelligence and courage. But while the people celebrated, the ruler remained silent.
Prime Minister,
Yes, Your Majesty.
did you hear the people?
They are grateful to Nadim.
Yes. They praised him more than they praised me.
Your Majesty, he only wanted to help the kingdom.
Today, they call him a hero. Tomorrow, what will they call him?
But there is no reason to fear him. He's only a boy.
A boy whom the people admire. I cannot allow anyone to threaten my authority.
Your Majesty, please do not let jealousy control your decision.
Enough! Soldiers! Yes, Majesty. Bring Nadim to me now! Your Majesty called for me? Yes, Nadim. Is there another problem with the kingdom? No? Then why have you called me? You have become too important for my people. I do not understand, Your Majesty. The people praise you. All of them admire you. I only wanted to help them. And that is exactly the problem.
Your Majesty, please reconsider. He has done nothing wrong.
I have made my own decision. But why? I never wanted your position. Your popularity is enough to threaten my authority. Your Majesty, I save your people because that is the right thing to do.
Nadim.
Soldiers! Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, Your Majesty.
That is an order. I only wanted to save my people. Please.
And so, the young boy who had saved Temasek met a tragic fate because of the ruler's jealousy and fear. According to the legend, Nadim's blood flowed down the hill and turned the land red. The place became known as Bukit Merah or Red Hill. A boy who saved a kingdom was remembered not for the power he saw, but for the wisdom he possessed.